Hi everyone, today's video is the story of a little duckling. So this duckling here was a wild duckling that was abandoned by its mum. Ducks are generally not the best parents. They do tend to lose the odd duckling. And this guy was brought into my local vet surgery where someone who works there I'm very good friends with, and she knows that I'm currently rearing chicks under a heat lamp, and she thought the best place for this guy would be to be reared under a heat lamp with some friends. So as you can see, when he came in, we put him under Sheldon's basking spot just to warm up and gain a little bit of strength. As you can see, Sheldon isn't too impressed. So when he came in, he was shivering and absolutely freezing cold. So we thought we'd leave him in the little box he came in and just put him under her basking lamp just to warm up. We were going to wait until he was eating and drinking before we tried to introduce him to our chicks, because chicks can be slightly brutal and they'll just clamber all over each other, stand on each other's faces. They're just a bit clumsy. So here he is under Sheldon's heat lamp. So excuse Sheldon's enclosure. I'm kind of in the middle of sorting it out. So there's random pots and bits everywhere. It needs sorting out. She's been spending a lot of time outside recently, so I was going to completely redo her indoor enclosure. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So as you can see from the video clips as we go forward, the duckling, is regaining a lot of strength. It's starting to kind of think about eating and drinking, starting to preen itself a little bit, which are all really good signs. The first kind of 24 hours with any baby animal, especially one that's gone through so much stress, is absolutely critical. It's a huge adjustment for him. He was out swimming around with his mum, and the next thing he's in a cardboard box with humans prodding and poking at it. It's a huge adjustment. So watching him drink was absolutely amazing. And later on, he did actually try and climb in his water dish, which got him all cold and soggy again. So here he is getting a bit stronger. So I'm just showing him where the food is. I'm trying to kind of sprinkle it in front of him, try and show him that it's food and that he should eat it. And his little wing in the water dish there is absolutely adorable. Here he is preening. So as you can see, as the video clips go along, he's starting to look much happier and healthier. And we actually left him in here until he had eaten and drank and had started cheeping for his friends. And then that's when we decided to try and introduce him to the guinea fowl Keats. So the guinea fowl Keats at this stage are probably a week old, and they're actually a similar size to him, so it's absolutely perfect. I'm saying him, I don't know if it's a him. I'm no good at sexing chicks or ducklings. We're just going to call him him until his big boy feathers come through. So here he is in with the guinea fowl Keats. They're in a cage with really, really small bars, so they're not able to stick their head through and get themselves in trouble. So to begin with, the guinea fowl Keats were quite standoffish with him and would peck his feet and they were obviously just trying to work out what on earth he was. But then they did start to snuggle together, and I didn't actually manage to get a clip, but when I went to check them on the morning of day 2, by the time I'd started recording, they had stopped, but I caught them with him in the middle and all the guinea fowl Keats snuggling around him. He's obviously the snuggliest and fluffiest. And look how relaxed he looks here. He just absolutely took to them. Ducks are renowned for their imprinting. So I think what he did is just imprinted on the guinea fowl Keats. And now in his mind, he is a guinea fowl. So it's really sweet. They've been spending a lot of time kind of grooming each other, running around together. And when something spooks the guinea fowl and they flock, he actually flocks with them, which is absolutely adorable. Here's one of the naughty guinea fowl chasing a bug that got into their enclosure. So the only thing we have to be careful about with keeping these two species together especially is the water. If we put in some deep water, then the duckling would be in and out and all over the other chicks and making them absolutely cold and wet and hideous, which would not be good for them. So what we're actually doing is bringing him out occasionally for some little swimming lessons and then putting him back in so he's not getting everything in their enclosure, including the guinea fowl keeps all soggy. So that's the main thing that we're doing, but other than that he just thinks he's a guinea fowl. So here we are on day 3, and as you can see the guinea fowl are growing so quickly. They're all getting their wing feathers in. We have got one that's sort of a little bit behind and isn't doing as well as the others, but generally they're doing really well and looking very happy and healthy. So now we're on day 4. You'll have to excuse the state of their cage. It's kind of food scattered everywhere. They're incredibly messy. We have actually just cleaned them out and now we've got a proper food bowl in there for them. But we kind of wanted food a little bit everywhere, so they're doing some of that natural scratching around looking for food. But this is slightly overkill. I think that was me getting a bit too enthusiastic with the sprinkling of the food. So we're thinking he is probably a mallard duck because that is, I guess, the most common species in the wild here in the UK. So that's what we're assuming he is. We don't really know. We don't really care. So we're guessing that when he gets old enough and grows his wings, he may well fly away and go off to live a happy life in the wild, which will be absolutely fine. Or if he chooses to hang around, that's fine too. He'll always have a home here, but the wild will probably call him and he'll probably go off and start a family somewhere. So we have decided to call this duckling Darwin, after, of course, Charles Darwin, who was best known for his contribution to the science of evolution. And I feel like that's really fitting for this duckling because we're kind of testing his evolution, and throughout the process of having him, we have realised that in his little mind, he has evolved to be a guinea fowl. That's probably because ducks are renowned for imprinting on other animals, but we're calling it evolution. So I think this is basically it for the video. It's just introducing you to Darwin and kind of where he came from and his story. And it's just an excuse to show you some super cute footage of a duckling. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Look how cute he is. Oh my goodness. Yes, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more and give this video a thumbs up. And I will speak to you guys soon. Bye.